Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the beginning of May, so that means that we had our first shakedown hike to check everything, check our new gear, check if all the gear is still fine, and that the backpacking season is about to get off. Well, it actually started already with the shakedown hike, but the official plans that we have are starting next week. So fingers crossed for the weather, because the nights are still pretty cold. But that's a worry for later. Today it is time for the most fun video to make of the entire year, at least in my opinion. My full gear loadout for the 2025 backpacking season. So if you would like to see the whole video, I would like to say sit back, relax, have something to drink, because this is obviously one of the longer videos that I make every year. Really looking forward with. Kit is dialed down pretty well this year. I'm really proud of it. Last year I was at 8.5 kilos, and I thought, well, that is the max or the lowest I can reach in regards to my base weight. But this year I have managed to stay under 6 kilograms. So that is really, really awesome. The reason I wanted to go as lightweight as possible, you can find in my video that I uploaded on January 1st. I will give a little bit more information about that. So I'm not going to do that in this video to avoid that it's going to be too long. So let's dive into the gear that Ravi and I are taking in 2025. First, I will start with some optional gear items, because there are a few items that I do not take on every trip with me. It depends on the terrain, it depends on the food that I'm going to eat, it depends on the weather. So first is my cold soaking jar. If I know that I'm going to be doing cold soaking lunches, then I will take this one, otherwise I will not. My umbrella is optional for when we are staying on a campsite from which I know there will not be a lot of shade. So Ravi can have some coverage from the sun, and the temperature will lower down under this one because this has sun protection in it. So that's an option for that. And that comes together with Ravi's cooling harness by Footwear. It's not something that we take on every trip, but when I know that it's going to be a little bit warm or that we were going to have a lot of sunshine on the campsite, then I'm going to bring this one. And the last final option is my drone, the DJI Neo. I'm not allowed to fly everywhere I would like to, so I always check the rules in advance whenever we go backpacking. What are the local rules? Am I allowed to fly or not? Am I not? Well, then it's useless to bring this, although it is not heavy. It's just useless. So then I will leave it at home. But when I am allowed to fly, I will take my DJI Neo, in this case with 3 extra batteries. Next stuff, what am I wearing out on the trail? Let's have a look. On my head I'm wearing this purple baseball cap. It's a very lightweight one that I found at Amazon. It folds down in a very small package, so that's really nice in case I do not want to wear it. Occasionally I will switch it out with my buff, depending on the amount of sunshine. My shirt is a sun hoodie. It is the Mountain Hardwear Crater Lake, so really nice when it's warm and sunny to protect your skin without having to put on sunscreen. Underneath of that, on my wrist, is my watch, the Garmin Fenix 6S Pro, which I mainly use for navigation. My hiking pants are the ones by Believe, which come from Amazon. They are super lightweight, breathable, and very comfortable to wear. They have loads of pockets and they easily convert into a 3/4 length. My socks are by the brand of Darn Tough. My shoes are the Brooks Caldera 7s. In there are my custom insoles, and the finishing touch on my feet are my Dirty Girl gaiters. So now we are going into the direction of the pack. First I'm going to start with what Ravi is wearing. Ravi is wearing the flatline harness. There he is. He's already thinking that we are going out today because I packed everything up. Rough flatline harness with a rough bungee leash attached to the not a leash from Footwear, with a little carabiner, so I can get them off of each other. So when I want to attach this to another leash, or I need a very short leash, then I can use both of them separately. So that's nice. It has a nice carabiner clip. So that is the combination that Ravi will be wearing when we are out on the trail. There is one item that is not included in my base weight, and those are my trekking poles. I have the trekking poles by Z-Packs. You cannot see the brand anymore because I'm collecting those little patches to go on there. But those are the ones by Z-Packs. I absolutely love them. I've been using them for years and they are still fine on the tips as well. Nothing has damaged or anything. You can adjust the length to your liking or to your size. And they are really great. Have cork handles, really comfortable to wear. I also use them as my tent poles, so they are not an option. They are mandatory and they are always with us. But because I 99% of the time have them in my hands, I'm not counting them in my base weight, but they are always there. What I'm wearing about my waist is my fanny pack by Light AF. Really like that one. I don't have it a very long. You saw it in my unboxing video, but I've used it several times and I really like it. Attached to that I have a snack pouch for Ravi, one with the zipper, so that's nice. I usually had one with an elastic cord, but every time you bend over, things are falling out, treats are falling out. So I went with this one this year. Here in the front I will carry my phone when we are out on the trail. And in here I have my headlamp, the Nightcore NU25. I got that from my mom for Christmas, so I'm really happy with that. I have my electronics back in here, so I can charge stuff on the trail if I need to. In there is a USB-C to USB-C cable, my power bank, which is the Nightcore NB10000. And I have 3 adapters with me to avoid that I'm having to carry several different cords, which I do not like because it always gets messy. I have 3 adapters that work along with my USB-C to USB-C cable. You simply clip them on and they can charge any other device. This is a micro USB. This charges my e-reader and my Zoleo. This is an adapter for my Shocks headphones. And this is an adapter for my Garmin watch. So that takes up much less space than 3 different kind of cables that I have to carry along as well. So that's everything that is in my electronics bag. I was able to keep the weight very low because of those adapters. And that's really nice because usually electricity, power banks and everything, they get pretty heavy. But it's always also the lightest power bank there is. It only weighs 150 grams. So total weight of my electricity bag is not heavy either. You have to be careful because there's one item in here I'm not going to show you because I'm officially not allowed to carry it. At least here in the Netherlands. I have my wallet, which is by Chicken Tramp Gear, and in here I will use keep my identity card, my credit card, my bank card and my driver's license if we are not being dropped off, and my cash of course. Here in the back I have a simple plastic Ziploc bag from IKEA with 2 valuable items in there, which is my Kindle, my e-reader. I know it is a luxury item, but as I am backpacking solo 99% of the time and I'm spending every night at camp alone, it's nice to have something to read, and I do not like to read on my phone. So this is absolutely worth it for me. And Ravi's passport is in here. Final item that I can show you is my little Victorinox knife. It has everything that you need. It has a knife, it has a scissors, there's still some sand in there from the beach. It has a little scissor which is really useful. It looks tiny and flimsy, but it is awesome. It has a little knife nail file, and it also has a little toothpick. It's also nice for cleaning your nails out on the trail. And very tiny set of tweezers. So although this is a very small knife, it works perfectly. So yeah, that's everything that I can show you that's in my fanny pack. And now it's time to dive into my pack. Usually in my backpack I carry this trash bag, and although it's not as frankly as a nylon flume pack liner, you still hear it. So for the purpose of this video I left that out, but that is usually in my pack. I'm going to take my pack with me. What I have separate here is my tent that's usually attached to the bottom of my backpack, but if I'm putting it under it, then my backpack will fall over. So I took it off, but this is my tarp tent, Stratosphere Li. Still love this tent. Only downside, and I also said it in my video that I made earlier about this tent, is the pack size. It doesn't fit in your pack, so that's really a bummer. You can take the struts out. I did it last year, but it turned out that I did not like it because the straps where the struts has to go into, they get a little bit tangled when you take the struts out. So putting it up on camp would take much longer. So I decided to put them back in, but that means that it doesn't fit in my pack. So that's a downside, because I absolutely do not like it when my tent is on the outside of my pack. So maybe I will continue my search for another tent. For now, it's a very nice tent. I still love it, and it's so far my favorite tent. It's just the pack size, so maybe that will change throughout the season, but probably that will not be possible financially either, but we will see. And in here I've got a little rack from Hilltop Packs that I use to wipe off condensation in the morning. When it's wet, I hang it at the front of my pack at the shock cord to dry it out, but as long as it's dry, it's staying in there with my tent. Okay, here we go. Here it is, my Durston Kakwa 55, fully loaded for the 2025 backpacking season. So I am going through everything. I'm going to lay my pack here beside me so I can easily take things out. First I will go through the sides together with you, and then when I'm opening it, you will have a better view. I will have more space and it's easier to take stuff out. So here on this side, I have all kind of random things. I have hand sanitizer hanging on here. Keychain I got from my mom. I'm not going to hang any keychains on this pack whatsoever, because obviously that is weight. The only thing I will add are patches throughout the year, but I just wanted to have this on there. In here, the large side pocket, I have my water filter. I have it in this little pouch. No idea where I got this pouch from, but it works fine. And my filter for this year, because we probably will be filtering some water, which is new for us, is the Knock Hydrium 750 milliliter flask, soft flask, together with the Sawyer Squeeze, and they absolutely work together perfectly fine. You simply screw it on, and then you can, of course, you fill this with dirty water, screw it on, and then you can easily filter this one into your clean water bottle. So that is my water filter for this year. In here I also carry my tent stakes. The bag I made myself, added a little carabiner to it so I can clip it to one of the shock cords up here in case I do not want to lose it. Sorry about the background noise. It's always when I'm trying to film in my backyard, someone is going to do some maintenance work or something. And in here I have my stakes from Ad Stakes, which I absolutely love. Made a video about them last year. Yeah, last year in Denmark. So they look super flimsy, but they are awesome little tent stakes. I have 6 longer ones, and I have 2 of those small ones. In here I also have 2 magnets, because the door of the inner tent for my Stratosphere Li doesn't have any magnets, so it has those elastics, and that doesn't work because you always need 2 hands and you have to hold the door tight, and then you have to need 2 hands to make a knot in the elastic. So I choosing to opt for those little magnets. You can also see them in the same video as I introduced my tent stakes. So that's in here. I have my Knock Vecto in here, 2 liter. It's the Vecto X, so it has a little bit more sturdier material than the older version. And this is my water bag for camp. I always try to book a camp spot that is a little bit on the outer edge of the campsite, and that sometimes means that I have to walk quite a bit over the campsite to get to the water pump. So then I fill this up when we arrive, and I fill all my bottles up for the next day. This is my extra capacity of 2 liters for that night at camp, for cooking, washing up, Ravi to drink out of. So then I'm sure that I have enough water for the whole evening and night, and we can start the next morning. See, this is the last thing in here. It's a DIY bag as well, and it has sort of my poop kit for on the go when nature calls. Here in front I have the Bogler trowel. I can also bury Ravi's waste if I want to also have poopy bags on here, but that's also possible. I have my pee-style in here. Ladies, get one of these. This is a game changer out on the trail. I'm someone, I can squat, but I cannot pee when I'm squatting. Then everything is wet. So this is absolutely a game changer. Okay, people might look a little bit weird when they see you as a woman standing up peeing, but believe me, you want one of these. What I have in here as well is some toilet paper in case I have to do number 2. And I always have a roll of poopy bags on my back for Ravi, so I can use that to pack out dirty toilet paper for myself as well, if that would be the case. That one's empty. There is that little hidden pocket here behind, and I mentioned it in my introduction video of this pack when I did my first thoughts of it, that I didn't really know what to do with this pocket, because when all this other stuff is in there, that's really tight. But it was big enough. Oh, I have 2 in here now. That one can go out because it doesn't fit Ravi's harness. I have a tiny leash here for Ravi when we are stopping on a terrace or something, or we visit a town or a city, then I can switch over to this leash. That's a little bit more easy. And here is the poopy bag holder. I love this one. Saw it in the store and I fell in love instantly, so I had to hang it on my backpack. So that is that side pocket. Now switch over to this one. It's Ravi's side of the bag. As you can see, first patch is on there, except for the decoration here on the front, but from the heart, because we will be backpacking that this year. Ravi's water bowl for on the go is the Chicken Tramper water bowl, the mini version. So that's great for the small dogs. I used to have the big version, but that was obviously too big. So it's awesome that they came up with a smaller version. I have Ravi's water bottle in here. It is a collapsible flask by Roughwear. So that's usually in there, filled of course. For now it is empty because we're not going anywhere. But this is a 1 liter water bottle for Ravi. What I also have in here is Ravi's stakeout set for a camp. So the tent stake and a long leash, so he has space to roam around at camp when the campsite allows it, of course. So that's really nice. I have my hands free and Ravi can have a little fun as well when I'm setting up tent or anything, or just in the evening. So that is in there. Then let's switch over to the hip belt of the back of the pack. It has 2 sewn in shoulder strap pockets. This one usually holds my action cam, but I'm filming on that one right now, so this slides perfectly in here with the tripod, so that's really nice. I have my Zoleo device on here, so this is my satellite communication device, so if I'm running out of cell phone service, then I can still get in touch with my mom. She can see where I am, and in case needed I can also call for emergency services to come and help us out. So that is really nice. I hope I'm not going to use it a lot, but at least I can stay in touch with my mom. On here I have a little thermometer. I can pair that with an app on my phone, so I can see throughout the whole day and throughout the whole night what the lowest temperature was, what the highest temperature was, and what the temperature did during the night, because it will fluctuate of course, but when you have something like a thermo drop, you can only see the high and the low. So you have no idea what has happened throughout the night. So therefore I prefer this one. And on here I have the Heat It. That is a little USB-C, USB-C device. And this is against mosquito bites. It also has an app on my phone. And when I have been bitten by a mosquito or something, I plug this into my phone. I activate the app. And then this little thing here in the back, it gets warm. And then my phone will charge this one, so the app will charge this one. I put it on the mosquito bite. It doesn't hurt, it's just a warm feeling. And that will help with the itching. So I do not have to use any chemical stuff on that one. So that's really a nice one. Here I have a Chicken Tramper Ultralight Gear water bottle pocket. And it has a 1 liter Knock Vesica collapsible flask in here. I will use this for my water. Mostly it is filled with water with electrolytes. I have a towel from Hilltop Packs. It is a merino wool, I believe. Little towel to wipe off my face or anything. I do not wipe off my nose with it, just for sweat, because I can be as dirty as I can be out on the trail. I did not care about it at all. But wiping your snot with a rag or a bandana or something that's hanging on your pack all day, no, that's something I'm not doing. So this is only for sweat, for runny noses. I have something else with me. And tucked underneath here I have my neck knife. This is a little bit of security to have with me, but I do not want to hang it fully inside, because here we are passing civilization a lot. So I want it to be something a little bit out of sight. So I've covered it here behind my water bottle. It's really nice. I can easily pull it out when needed, put it back when I do not need it anymore, and nobody will see it. So that is really something that I absolutely like. Now let's go to the hip belt pockets. This one does not have much in there. Pack of tissues, and I always have some electrolyte packages in there. My electrolyte of choice is the Liquid IV passion fruit flavor. I really like that one. I've been searching for a fitting electrolyte powder a long time, so I'm really happy that I found some right now. And on this side I'm carrying some little things that I might need throughout the day. A chapstick, foot glide in case I am suspecting any blisters or getting hot spots, sunscreen. I have sun allergy, so I have to take ultra sensitive, but this one works really well. It comes from a German drugstore. A little tube of gurney goo must be there with me. This is my anti-shaving cream. Awesome stuff. This is a cream that I can use for everything on my skin, on my lips, when I have little cuts or anything, or irritation from bug bites. I can use this. This is a hiker salve that I can use on small little cuts as well. And I have a bottle of soya picaridin insect repellent. It's a big bottle, but mosquitoes seem to like me, so therefore I'm using or carrying a big bottle. So that's everything that is in the hip belt pouches. Last thing to go through before I open the bag is here the front mesh pocket. Let's start with my first aid kit. I have a video about that one on my channel very recently, so check that one out, so I do not have to go in detail right now. To that I have attached a set of tick removers, tick twisters, and Ravi's emergency boots. So in case he gets a little injury or the terrain is very rough on his paws, then I can simply put these on to make it a little bit more comfortable for him. So I have that all clipped together, so that comes in handy as a nice set. My Tyvek, I have reflective Tyvek, so it reflects a little bit of heat back to us when we are sleeping on it. Tyvek is my ground cloth, so I really like to use it. It's very lightweight, but it gives a little bit more protection to my tent floor. I have my rain gear in here, or better say our rain gear. Little small package, as you can see. This is for Ravi. It is by Herta. It covers him fully up. It has legs on it, so his belly is protected. His paws are staying sort of clean, so that's nice when we have to enter the tent and to avoid that he's getting super cold. Sleeves here in the back. So that's Ravi's rain jacket. And mine is in here. It is that Montbell Versalite. I have been wearing it several times so far, and this jacket is awesome. It weighs absolutely nothing, but it is really, really comfortable. It has some nice pockets, and the nice thing about it is they are located above your hip belt. So what you often see with rain jackets is that when you put your your hip belt on, then you cannot enter your pockets anymore. But with this one you can, and it also has pit zips. I am not going with a rain jacket anymore without pit zips. So this is absolutely a perfect rain jacket. It's breathable. You do not get sweaty in it at all. I have been hiking in that with a full backpack for the entire day, and I was dry underneath it. No sweat, no humidity in there. So absolutely awesome, awesome rain jacket. Expensive, but it's worth it. This is my Sea to Summit head net in case the mosquitoes are really getting too bad. Bless you. That was Ravi. Ravi's care set. I also made a video about this one. It's the same one as for my first aid set, so check that out. It has all different kinds of things in here to help Ravi out on the trail in emergency situations or when he's not feeling that well. I have my doormat that I'm laying out in front of my tent. It's by Hilltop Packs. It has a photo on it from Ravi and myself. And the quote, "It doesn't matter where you're going, it's who you have beside you." I think that was a really nice one for us together. So I can put on my dirty shoes on this. I can kneel on this when I'm blowing up my sleeping pad, stuff like that. So this one has really multiple uses. So that's really a nice item. I always carry a very simple, lightweight pair of gloves. You never know when the nights are colder than you think, or the mornings are chilly. And you can put that one on. Maybe I can put it in my spare clothes bag as well. And my cork massage ball by Hilltop Packs. It's the Rollogy one that they made together with Hilltop Packs. I use this to roll out my feet at night. Because of my previous PTTD injury, I would like to give a little bit good care to my feet when we arrive after a day of hiking. So this one comes with me as well. And that's everything that was in the front pocket. So clean that away, and then we're going to tuck into the pack. Now it's time to dive into the pack. Here at the top I have a little foam pad. It's the 1/8 inch foam pad by Gossamer Gear. I use it as a sit pad during the day when we are having breaks. Ravi and I fit on it together, so that's really nice. At camp, Ravi can lay on this one. I can put it under his sleeping pad, on my sleeping pad when it's sliding away. So it has multiple uses for just a very, very small weight penalty because it's super light. I cut the size off, so it's not the full length, but this is absolutely fine and it fits nicely on top of the pack. So usually I add that pack in there, the pack liner in there. These are the items that I will carry on top of my pack liner to just because it is handy to have them on hand throughout the day, or that I sometimes get them dirty and then I would like to stay the rest of my pack dry. So I have my camp shoes. These are the sandals by Morel I recently got. We'll test this out in a few upcoming backpacking trips to see whether this is going to work out or that I'm maybe going to switch back to my Crocs. We will see that. Then I have 2 food bags up here, Ravi ones and mine. So we each have our separate food bags, so my food doesn't smell like dog food and Ravi's food doesn't taste like pasta Alfredo or something like that. So it's by Hilltop Packs. This is Ravi's one. And obviously there's no food in here right now. But what I always have in here standard is a bag of treats for in the evening. And Ravi's bowls. They are by Hilltop Packs as well. This is his water bowl. Maybe it's a little bit hard to see with the sun coming from behind. Oh, careful Ravi. This is his water bowl. Spoiled dogs drink here. And it's 3 o'clock. Ravi, whoop. 3 o'clock somewhere. So that's his food bag. And they clip, or they snap together. Super light. They weigh 11 grams. I think they are awesome. Then you have the little bowl customized with his name. So that's what's standard in Ravi's food bag. And of course I will add food to it once it's time to hit the trail. Then I have my food bag, obviously also empty at the moment. Also by Hilltop Packs with some of my favorite photos on there with Ravi. And what I have here standard is my food cozy that I made myself. Keeps my food warmer longer while rehydrating. I always have a little bottle so I can flavor my water a little bit at camp at night. And here I have my cutlery, which is the UCO switch. So it's 2 sections you can clip together to make a long handle spoon or fork out of it. Use it separately, and it also has a knife, so comes handy in each and every situation. I always used to carry the Toaks long-handled spork, but I noticed that it's fine when you're having those backpacking meals. But when I'm, for example, would like to make a wrap for lunch, a tortilla for lunch, then I didn't have a knife with me. When I was having a cold soaking salad, it was not really handy to eat it with a spoon. And when I was having hot chocolate at camp, then that long-handled spoon sticking in to my little mug, it kept falling out. So I think this is a great option to have as an alternative for those long-handled spoons or sporks. So that is what's standard in my food bag, and obviously it will also be filled with food as soon as it's time to go out. So normally this is everything that is on top of my pack liner. So normally I will open my pack liner now and take all the following stuff out. On top is my puffy. It is the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer. Nice jacket, definitely not my favorite. My overall favorite is still the Enlightened Equipment Apex Torrid jacket. I have one, but it unfortunately became way too big, and the current lead times at Enlightened Equipment for a jacket is 10 weeks. Then I will count about a month for it to arrive here in the Netherlands. So yeah, then the backpacking season is over before it's here. So I will go for this one for the upcoming months, and as soon as the lead times are lowering a bit, I'm hoping that I can order a new Apex jacket by Enlightened Equipment. This is Ravi's bag. It has everything in there for the little man in a awesome custom dry bag by Hilltop Packs as well. Up here I have a little brush. I cut the handles off, but then I still can clean his fur a little bit at camp. Also when we're doing a tick check, for example. His pajamas, the Pompa Jumpa. I always have this one with me in summertime, just in case it gets a little bit colder than expected. Ravi also got one with legs for my mom last Christmas. That one will be coming with us in shoulder season when we're expecting really cold nights. And this is Ravi's quilt I can cover him up with. It is an Apex dog quilt by Red Paw Packs. So a nice size for Ravi. It's big enough to cover him completely. So that is what I stake in this dry bag for Ravi, so that everything stays dry for him at camp as well. The following item I'm going to take out is an item that has been on my optional gear list for years. But I decided this year, you might not be able to tell, but I'm not the youngest anymore. I would like to have some more comfort at camp. So I am taking my chair as a standard gear item this year. And when we did a shakedown hike, I was sitting on the ground all night long and it just didn't work. I was so sore after a few hours getting up, and I broke my tailbone twice. It didn't grow back straight, so I'm struggling with sitting on hot surfaces anyway. So I thought, well, this might be the year to switch over to a chair. Maybe I leave it home sometime. That's when I know when I have a picnic table available, for example, on my specific camp spot. Then I might leave it at home. But otherwise it will be with me. It is the Nemo Moonlight Elite. So it is really comfortable. You can adjust the back of the chair so you can hang a little bit backwards, or you can sit up more straight when you're cooking or eating or something. So this is absolutely a great chair. Expensive, but luckily I could get it on sale, and I sold my Helinox Chair Zero for it, so I didn't pay an awful lot of money. Otherwise it wouldn't have been here. This is my toiletry bag. I made this one myself, this bag. And what I have in here is a little jar of deodorant. Yes, controversial, but once again, a lot of civilization here. A little tube of foot cream to be nice to my feet at night when I roll them out with my cork ball. Toothpaste. Yes, I'm taking a regular, not a regular, a travel size, but regular toothpaste. I tried the toothpaste tabs, but I really do not like them. That feeling in my mouth, I find that so... that grainy feeling, I do not like it. So for me, I will stick to toothpaste. Have a little bit of soap in here. Dr. Bronner soap, the eucalyptus smell. We can take smelly stuff here because we do not have bears or anything. A little tube of hand cream because sometimes I get really dry hands. Some wet wipes. Some pre-cut KT tape in case I have to tape up my foot or my groin. Little pack of toilet paper in case there is none available at the campsite. My toothbrush. Travel size toothbrush. Also carry a normal size. I'm not going to cut off any parts or something. A little bit of medication I have to take in the evening. Nail clippers. My earplugs in case it is getting noisy at camp. Luckily we do not have any shelters here or something, but you never know what your neighbors are doing. And my brush. This is the one by Chicken Tramp Gear. It works awesome. Just a little brush with a handle so you can stick your hand to, and then you can simply brush your hair. Really like that one. So that's my toiletry kit. Next up, my cook set. Got it in a little Dyneema bag from the company Treadlight Gear. It's a UK based company. In here I have 2 of these. These are for my pot. This one, or one of them, is for underneath my alcohol stove to prevent the ground getting hot, especially in summertime. The other one is a lid because my cook pot doesn't come with a lid. It is the MSR Titan cup, 450 milliliters. I have this little elastic band around it. You can get it at Crush Grown Gear. Holds it very well in place. And in here I have hot clips, so I can clip it to the cup and I can drink my hot chocolate out of this as well. I also have one of these cloths from Hilltop Packs, the same as I use for condensation in my tent. There's grass on here. I have a little lighter in here. My stove, which is the X-Boil, and the windscreen for my stove. So that is my entire cook kit. Very minimalistic, but very well. It works perfect. There's handles that do not get warm. That's a big plus. Like the Toque 750, those things get so super hot. These do not at all. So that is, if you ask me, a big plus. I will not go back to those other handles anymore. So this cloth I just cover my stove with so it doesn't rattle around. Plus it is to clean my pot. I usually only boil water in there, so I do not really cook in it. But it's always nice to keep things clean to avoid it getting rusty and stuff like that. So that fits nicely in this little bag and will be my cook set for this year. Very lightweight, very small. It does very well. I am now thinking, you forgot your fuel. Yes, I forgot to put my fuel in here. I am taking a 250 milliliters, I believe it is, bottle with alcohol in there so I can light my stove. And that lasts for a week, so never have to worry about that. Then we are coming to the part of sleeping. This is my sleeping pad for this season, the Big Agnes Repeat SL. It's a regular white version, and damn, this pad is comfortable. I've been sleeping on it with a shakedown height, and it is so much more quiet than my Nemo Tensor was. Way more comfortable. I'm not sliding around on it, not even just as little as once or twice per night that I noticed that I was slipping around a bit, but with my Nemo Tensor it happened all the time, so I think that's a great improvement. And this is Ravi's sleeping pad. I have been looking for a sleeping pad for Ravi for quite a while because he gets cold very quickly and not a lot of dog beds have any insulation in there, so I thought, yeah, well, usually he comes up to my sleeping pad, but that's of course not the ideal situation. And therefore I wanted to have something for Ravi that he could stay warm as well. So this is a self-inflating pad, the Nordisk Ven. It has an R value of 2.3 and it seems to be very comfortable because last time Ravi hardly got on my sleeping pad. So that's really nice. Together with the dog quilt that I have, I think this is a really nice setup for Ravi. Then I'm coming to this packing pot from Hyperlight Mountain Gear. It is the small one and it has all different kinds of things in here. There's an alarm going off or something. Sorry. So here I have my pad cover. I'm starting to use this one this year, so this is a new item. More about this item you see in my video from next week Sunday. Then I will introduce this a little bit further because it arrived earlier this week. This is my towel, microfiber towel by Hilltop Packs. A photo from Ravi and myself on there. My pillow, it's the Nemo Pillow Elite. I attached shock cord to it so I can easily attach it to my sleeping pad to avoid that it is sliding around and I have to search for my pillow several times per night. My sleep pants are this one from Jack Wolfskin. It's not really thermal, but it is way warm enough, so I do not need anything warmer because I'm a very warm sleeper. so that I just have an extra layer to put on at camp when we go to sleep, so I'm not damaging my pad by sleeping in my hiking pants and damaging it with the zippers or something. That is really nice. For at night at camp, I have my Shocks headphones in here. Those are those bone conducted ones, really nice. And I keep them in here because I do not listen to music or anything out on the trail. In my opinion, that's not safe, so it's just better to put them in here. I also have my pump in here to inflate my sleeping pad. Ravi has a self-inflating sleeping pad, but I use the Alpenblow pump by Alpenglow Gear. Yeah, it's always Alpenblow and Alpenglow, but it's the Alpenblow pump by Alpenglow Gear. After the problem has been solved with the founder of it, I really started liking it, so that one is coming with me. I have an extra pair of socks, sleep socks / hiking socks. Usually I wear them only at night, but in case it is necessary, I also can wear them the next day for hiking. I have my down booties in here. I'm a warm sleeper, but my feet get cold quickly. Those things are awesome. They might look a little bit silly, but you cannot walk around with them because they do not have any proper soles or something. But those are just booties that you can wear at night. They are very lightweight and very packable, as you can see. And they are absolutely game changer. If you're ever dealing with cold feet, look, very small, get a pair of those. I have a t-shirt in here that I can switch into when we are arriving at camp. This is just a simple running short from Nike. I can also switch it out with my sun hoodie if I really want to. And to stay warm at night, I am wearing or using Alpha Direct products, and I all made these myself. So I have a beanie, which is really warm. I have, if I need to, a pair of, oh, there's hair everywhere, socks, Alpha Direct socks, and my Alpha Direct hoodie. Not the prettiest thing on earth, but hey, it works fine. It's nice and warm, so that is what I'm bringing in. Clothes to stay warm, raffia. Clothes to stay warm, clean myself at camp, put something on dry, stay warm at night. So that's what I'm taking. Then the last item, and we are there, which is my quilt. It is the El Coyote quilt. Slept under it once because it is brand new for this season. It is super cozy. It has a -6 comfort temperature, which is 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So that will keep me nice and warm throughout the entire season. It has a zippered foot box, so I can open it completely, use it as a blanket, which is also very nice in summertime when it's getting too warm to tuck into a quilt or underneath a quilt. So that is really nice. It has the pet straps attached to it, so I will not lose those. So yeah, that was the pack, 2025 backpacking gear edition. And there's a complete gear explosion around me, but this video is always so much fun to make. I think I have my gear dialed in awesome this year. Great new pieces of gear. Some older pieces that we have been using for several years that are still holding strong, that we absolutely like to use. I think Ravi and I are both covered in comfort, very lightweight, around 6 kilos like I mentioned, but then being able to take all of this, yeah, really happy with the result. And I hope that this is the last year that I had spent that much money on gear. It's fun to do, but it gets expensive. We will see throughout the year if there are anything changing to the tent. Probably not, but you never know what's going to happen. I can test a tent very soon that someone has been sent or being imported, but she is out for a longer hike and she asked if I was able to receive her package, and I said yeah, sure. And is it okay for you that if I make a review about, or if I make a video about that tent where I set it up and everything? So that's going to be cool. I think that's going to be a very awesome tent to try out, and maybe I can convince her that I might sleep in there for one night as well. But that's for later. For now, I'm totally fine with all the gear I have. I love everything that I have. I'm very happy with it, proud of what I collected throughout the year. So yeah, everything is mentioned in my lighter pack list. linked down in the info box below. If you would like to know anything about the gear that we are using, gear specific, gear for dogs, feel free to contact us. And if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel and notify the alarm bell. And then as always, enjoy the outdoors. We'll get you on the next trail. Goodbye.